This is Valley News Live at 10.
Good evening, everyone. We begin with breaking news tonight. Another pedestrian was just hit by a car, this time in Moorhead. It happened at 1202 13th Avenue North. That call came in just before 8:30. A relative of the victim witnessed the accident. She told our crew at the scene the man was getting something out of his pickup parked along the side of the road when he and the vehicle were struck. She says he suffered head and shoulder injuries and was taken to Sanford Hospital by ambulance. Now, police say the man's injuries are not life-threatening and they are not pursuing any criminal charges. The busiest holiday travel day is this Friday as people prepare to celebrate Christmas, and COVID-19 testing sites in the Valley have been keeping busy. Valley News Team's Nishay Taylor found out how many more people have come through those sites and why health experts are also urging you to consider testing for something else.
Monday, December 20th, we did about a total of 2,600 tests at our static site, which was the most that we've done in recent history.
Fargo-Cass public health officials say they are seeing an increase of people getting tested for COVID-19 just in time for their holiday travel plans.
There starts to be a line forming around 7:30, 7:45. I think it's just people that want to get tested right away.
Essentia Health testing sites across their hospital system are also seeing an uptick in the number of tests. In the span of 2 days, the number of tests jumped from 370 to more than 1,500.
As numbers go up, certainly you want to consider being tested more often. And again, I think with travel, you want to make sure, again, that we're not, promoting or carrying that virus across, large geographic areas if we can help it.
Health officials say if you are planning on traveling this holiday season, you should remember getting tested within a certain amount of time.
If you don't have symptoms, then the recommendation is that you should do a test 36 hours apart, 2 tests 36 hours apart. So, do one before you leave to meet your family and do one, the day before or day of the gathering.
Medical experts also say depending on the test you take, the result times could vary.
PCR testing is much more accurate than the antigen testing, whether you're symptomatic or not. There is some delay in turnaround time if it has to be sent into a reference lab, as an example. Where the rapid testing or the home testing, of course, you get within minutes.
But an infectious disease physician says you should also consider getting tested for another common virus.
Influenza is kind of surging in most of the states too. So not only COVID, I think you should get tested for influenza too to protect yourself and your families and your loved ones.
Multiple area school districts have switched back to distance learning temporarily due to an influx of flu cases. In Fargo, Nishay Taylor, Valley News Live.
Sanford officials tell us you can request to get both the COVID-19 and influenza test at their sites. In any case, it seems the best advice is to prepare to wait in line. Hutch joins us now with a first look at your forecast. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Stacy. Good evening, everyone. Well, on our Tuesday, we started out pretty flaky, and those flakes lying on the ground, clear skies and calm winds going to allow things to cool off pretty quickly on this mostly moony night. But we do have some changes that'll be taking place overnight and tomorrow. First things first, that first alert weather day we had for Christmas Eve has been canceled. That storm system looks to be less impactful for us here in the valley. But that does not mean we won't have some unsettled weather to deal with this weekend. More on that a little bit later. Today, we saw between 2 and 4 inches of snow, a little over 4 in Twin Valley, 3.5 in Richville, and also the National Weather Service out in Grand Forks reporting 3.1 inches of snow there. And it was a stunning sunset on this winter solstice, the day with the least number of hours of sunlight. We get a little bit more each and every day from here on out. That's good news. Here's those clouds spreading in. Can't rule out a renegade flake of snow. Those clouds will also cause temperatures after we bottom out below zero in many places to be steady to slowly rising by daybreak. Those clouds could yield a couple snowflakes. We do have Wednesday snow and some snow for travelers this holiday weekend. I'll have that update in your forecast here in just a few moments.
All right, Hutch, thanks so much. Now, last week, Hutch was busy tracking the first ever tornado in Minnesota to happen in December. Today, the National Weather Service is confirming it was not only one, but at least 16 tornadoes touching down in Minnesota last week as the historic storm swept through the state. The hardest hit area, Heartland, getting an EF2 tornado with winds reaching 115 miles per hour. Remarkably, no one was hurt. Slick roads causing trouble for drivers tonight. Multiple vehicles were involved in a crash along I-94 West near 25th Street. That happened in the 6 o'clock hour. Now in this video, you can see a car appears to have slid and slammed into the center median. Police say in total 7 vehicles were involved in that accident. The crash backed up traffic for miles. No word on any injuries. Continuing coverage for you now on those 7 family members found dead in their Moorhead home Saturday night. Last night, we told you that Honduras news stations are reporting on an effort underway raising money in water jugs to get the bodies of the victims back to Honduras. Tonight, we're learning of a way to help here at home. Moeller Barber is holding a fundraiser for the family. Family friend and owner Andrew Storkamp says next Tuesday, all proceeds from haircuts at the barber shop will be going to the family to pay for the cost of getting their bodies to Honduras. Customers of Glosser Images can breathe a sigh of relief as their photo galleries are now protected by passwords. The latest development since the business shut down in the fall has been the release of portfolios to clients, but many reported people having access to galleries that were not theirs. One woman says she's concerned that her baby pictures were sent to the wrong email. Another took to social media asking if anyone knows the people in the pictures that were sent to her. Passwords have now been added to each of the more than 3,000 galleries owned by Glosser customers. A safety issue is temporarily shutting down a gymnastics facility in Fargo. TNT Fitness on Main Avenue posted on Facebook, due to a structural building safety issue, we'll be canceling classes for the rest of this week. Classes are set to resume January 3rd. The president of Oak Grove Lutheran School is stepping down. The Board of Regents announced today it has accepted the resignation of President Michael Sleddy to be effective within the end of the first semester on January 15th. He's been with the school since 2011. A local pawn shop employee has taken a plea agreement after he shot at a robbery suspect last summer. That happened June 10th when police say this man, 22-year-old Hunter Havisto, ended his days-long robbery spree at Mr. Money in South Fargo, holding the store up at gunpoint and running off with more than $2,000. 56-year-old Kyle Ramsey then followed Havisto out of the store and fired rounds into Havisto's getaway vehicle. He now stands convicted of a misdemeanor count of reckless endangerment. The judge sentenced him to spend the next 360 days on unsupervised probation. Tonight, on this longest night of the year, community members participated in a 5-block walk of remembrance in downtown Fargo. The event honors people in our community who died as a result of their experience with homelessness. National Homeless Persons Memorial Day is being honored in communities all over the nation on the winter solstice. Over the past 20 years in the Fargo-Moorhead area, more than 300 people are known to have died while homeless, or their lives were known to be shortened from experiencing homelessness. Next month, the federal government will start mailing COVID test kits to your home for free. It's part of President Biden's Omicron plan he unveiled today. The news comes as Walgreens just announced they're placing a 4-item purchase limit on at-home COVID testing products due to high demand. President Biden says the White House is preparing to ship as many as 500 million kits and setting up a website for people to submit their requests. The government also plans to set up new testing sites, pop-up vaccination sites, and new rules that make it easier for pharmacists to work across state lines. Still ahead tonight, we'll take you to Warroad, Minnesota, where the idea of a couple of neighbors is now setting records.
Well, we started our day off with snowflakes today. Tomorrow, we may end with a few snowflakes. We'll show you when and where, and we'll talk to you about some changes in that holiday travel planner. Coming up, join us. Weather is next.